So, my friends, welcome to a new altcoin update video. Today we're talking about Kaspa or Kas. This has been requested several times over the past few days, and for good reason, because we've seen an extreme increase here, almost 1-to-1. Like with Bitcoin. We're going to take a closer look at this now, and I've already sold parts of my Kaspa again. Why? How come? For what reason? You'll definitely find out in today's update video, so make sure to stick around until the end. But before we get started, as always, please leave a like on the video, please then subscribe to the channel, and feel free to activate the bell, so you'll know when a new video comes out here, and also join the Telegram group. If you're interested in updates, news, and signals, feel free to join. You'll find the link for that for free down in the video description. And if you want to buy Kaspa, for example, or I think you can even stake it, or if you want to be more precise, you can do all of that on my partner exchange, BingX. The link for that is also down in the video description or in the comment section. So, Kaspa is currently trading at 11 cents, and we've seen a textbook correction here. You all still remember the big bull run we had back then, or rather that huge rally in November 2023. After that, there was an extremely long sideways phase with consolidation, a new all-time high, and everything was looking good. And now we've entered a correction in a falling wedge chart pattern, and our first buy zone was down here at 0.055 US dollar cents, and we hit this zone down here perfectly, just as planned. We even had a slight bullish divergence here on the daily time frame, so it really couldn't have been any better. The buy zone was hit, and then we saw this impulsive breakout. But why did I already sell again now? You know my strategy for everyone who's new here. Especially with altcoins, it really doesn't matter which project it is. If a coin pumps 100%, I take out my initial investment and just leave the profits in. And you can do the math yourselves. If we look at the upper edge here, or roughly use this as a reference, we had up to 105% gain so far, and at the peak it was even 138% price increase, all within a very short period of time. That's why I decided to just sell again, and also share my opinion a bit, because I'm simply not convinced that we're about to enter this giga altcoin season with 100x, 10x, or whatever else you all out there are hoping for. I just don't believe in that. Given the economic situation, I still believe in a price increase. Yes, of course. We see here KAS is repeatedly referred to as the little brother of Bitcoin, or as the silver worm of the crypto space. If Bitcoin is gold, then Kaspa is silver. And here we can clearly see the parallels. Here we also see this falling wedge, which we also had with Bitcoin, this impulsive breakout nicely upwards, currently up to the 0.5 level. Theoretically, we still have room to move up to about 15 or even 16 US dollar cents. That means we could still reach these zones up here. I might even take a bit more profit here, because if we assume that we climb up here, we would already have nearly a 200% price increase, and then we could simply take out another 25% inked, and then possibly a correction could be triggered here. You should just continue to be cautious here. In the end, we're simply back in this range that we've been in the whole time. Other than that, not much has changed here. In terms of volume, the whole thing doesn't really convince me either. Anyone who follows my videos every day knows that, for example, Ethereum as a top altcoin has gained a huge amount of volume in recent weeks and months, or rather, especially in the last few weeks, which we really can't see here with Kaspa. Of course, since the sell-off, there has definitely been more trading activity and so on. That's all well and good, but I would have liked to see increasing volume and growing interest during this pump. But we just aren't seeing that at the moment. There's still this uncertainty in the market, which makes me a bit uneasy. And that's why, as I said, I decided to just take out 100% here. That means my initial investment, and probably soon, or some extra profits as well, so that I'm basically in this position without any risk. I just assume that we will see another correction here sooner or later, which could even go significantly lower. But it could also be that we first see this liquidity up here, up to 15, or even towards the all-time high. Of course, that also depends on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin reaches a new all-time high, then Kaspa could also shoot up here. But in order to rule out this dump scenario, we need a close above this level, a confirmation, and then, a move towards the all-time high, towards 20 US cents. But for me, that would also be the point where I would say, okay, I'll probably make a complete exit here, because I've decided for myself that I don't want to hold any altcoins going into the bear market, at least not very many. Maybe I'll keep 25% just for the sake of the entry, but otherwise I'd just stay away from it. Otherwise, as I said, not much is really happening here. By now we even have a small bearish divergence here again. That doesn't mean we can't keep going up. Still, it's a small but notable uncertainty factor. And if we take a quick look at the 4-hour time frame, there was a nice correction yesterday. We saw that with Bitcoin and we saw it with Ethereum, a 5% drop. It's not all that bad. We filled the inefficiencies. That means in the end, this could possibly already be the end of it. Still, the liquidity, and this is the surprising part, is currently actually up here at this top. So we could definitely go up again quite easily here. I would keep an eye on this area between 13 and 14 US cents, and then it's not far to the golden pocket one, where there's also a small inefficiency waiting over here. So this whole area up here is clearly a short scenario, a selling scenario for me, and that's what I would pay attention to. I call this if I were you. Otherwise, that's it from my side. There's nothing more to say about Kaspa at the moment. If you have any other altcoin wishes, feel free to write them in the comments below. And otherwise, that's it from my side. Thank you for watching. Thank you very, very much. We'll hear from each other again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye. And as always, stay crypto.